Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of First and Last. My name is Josh, and with me this week, I've got Joe.
Hey, man.
Hi, Joe.
Yo.
What's up?
Not much.
All right. Good
and
podcast.
We'll see you after. See you after that.
And goodbye. You got any worldviews or anything you want to discuss?
Worldviews.
I don't know.
You're just buying time because we're missing a third person, so we're just trying to fill in the air. Although last time it was just the two of us, we went like 90 minutes on The Rock.
Yeah. I loved it when you were like, last time you were like, there's only two of us, we got time. And I go, I don't know why you think only two of us means this is going to be shorter.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like it's like less dilly-dallying, and we just get into the meat of it.
I think it added dilly-dallying, if I'm going to be honest. It was more dallying.
Yeah.
Maybe less dilly.
I like a dilly. I like a dilly bar.
I do like a dilly bar. I do.
What's hot this week?
Like just in the world and news.
I don't know. See, that's the thing. That's the problem, is I don't have any more news. I sideways talking about what's in the news, but like someone told me that Henry Kissinger was dying, and I was just like, I literally did not know that he was still alive.
He died.
He died today, yesterday, or something.
Yeah, as of recording, he died like today or yesterday. And I didn't know he was dying. I just heard he died, and I went, he was alive?
Yeah, exactly. But that's the sort of thing that like 2 years ago. How long has Twitter sucked?
How long has it been available?
Yeah, since 2007. But in the before times, when I used to check it more, like this is a thing that I would know about. But now I don't know these things. And like I thought about trying to, like I went on like Reddit today to be like, is there like should I be following like r/news? But then I like looked at some of the top posts on r/news, and I was just like, this isn't news. This is just like nonsense.
This is stupid.
Yeah. It's just a lot of I don't know. I don't trust the larger a subreddit is, the more nonsense it is.
Right.
And r/news is huge.
Yeah, you need to be like r/ Henry Kissinger news.
Yeah. What are we looking for?
And then you'll know.
Yeah.
Here's something that I found out yesterday. You know the band Limp Bizkit?
Familiar?
You ever heard of them before?
I've broken stuff from time to time.
You know that wackadoo man Wes Borland?
Yeah, what's he up to? Good
Dude,
stuff, I hope.
I watched a YouTube video because it was like the thumbnail was this just very average, normal looking man with this giant like a twist like mustache.
Okay.
Like he could have like twisted it up, but it was just kind of like really well groomed, just a big old mustache.
Okay.
And he just was like, I'm just like a middle-aged guy and I play guitar. Okay. And then I was like, what is this? And it was like Wes Borland like takes you through his like collection.
Oh my gosh.
It was like 45 minutes and I probably watched 20 of it and I should have stopped way earlier.
Really?
But I was just watching it and I was like, this is what Wes Borland looks like now?
I guess.
Because I mean, I only recognize him as, being like half black paint and half white paint and like a demon man playing guitar next to Fred Durst.
Crazy contacts, crazy hair.
And he was just like the nicest soft-spoken man, just being like, I bought this amp in 22 and I used it on a couple records and
just total like dad
and
energy.
I did this and he just had just great dad energy. And he just went through a bunch of stuff, and it was just weirdly interesting, not only just because I'm like, man, I only know you as just like crazy costume guy.
Yeah.
And you are so normal right now.
Because their heyday was 20 years ago, so he's just like...
He did like solo stuff or other music, I guess, which I'm like, I was like, do I want to find that and like see what this is all about?
It's probably way weird, right?
Yeah, it's probably really weird. But he did talk about like, he was like an art student or something like that, and he was going for some degree.
Yeah.
And then
clearly.
he's like, and then it got derailed because like we got signed.
Yeah.
Like, and he said it kind of like mad. And then he's like, well, and I wanted to keep going, so that's why like I look insane. All of like
because he just wanted to do his art.
Because he was just doing art, like his like using his art degree the entire time.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting, but I'm just like, oh wow, Westmoreland.
Which like the like 38% of Limp Bizkit's appeal is Westmoreland, I would say. That might be even under.
25% is the Nookie.
The Nookie. Come on. But yeah, it's when you think of Limp Bizkit, it's Fred Durst, his whole persona for better or worse. The music itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then, hey, they have a weird guy.
Yeah.
Right?
And that weird guy is just very normal underneath all of that paint.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I feel like I'm like, oh, I want to just have a conversation with Westmoreland.
Yeah, it sounds great. I don't want to see Fred Durst's collection of anything.
Yeah, I don't care about anything that Fred Durst really has to say.
No. I bet it's terrible, whatever it is. I bet his Pokemon cards suck.
I hear he does stuff now, and he like has like costumes, and he changes, and he like looks like old man Fred Durst, and then he changes into like other things or what. I don't know. He does weird stuff now.
That's great.
But I mean, just Limp Bizkit probably still has like some sort of like they're probably on their 10th like farewell tour.
Probably. I mean, yeah, we're of the demographic now. We're like any band that was big when we were in high school is now doing their like 20th anniversary tour.
Yeah. Which is great.
Which is amazing, and I'm glad to be part of that demographic.
Glad to be part of old people going to shows.
Yeah.
Through the lens of anybody in high school or college.
Yeah, I want that nostalgia. I also want movies and TV to, sell me on like 90s nostalgia. I'm ready for it. I remember seeing Bumblebee. When did Bumblebee come out? Like maybe like 2014 or something.
The one
like that?
starring John Cena. He was in a Transformer, was he?
He was. I don't remember honestly don't remember if he was in Bumblebee or not.
It's really not
Probably not if I don't remember him, right? But
you probably couldn't see him.
It's yeah, I didn't see him at all. It's based in the 80s, and it's just very like every 5 seconds it's just like, hey, remember this thing from the 80s? Hey, remember this thing from the 80s?
Yeah.
And like I'm just sitting there kind of like rolling my eyes. But my brother-in-law, who's 10 years older, is just like laughing and like pointing at everything. And I wasn't even mad. I was just jealous. I was just like, that's what I want. I want to feel like this.
I hope they make a Bumblebee in 10 years for me.
Yeah. And so I don't even know what Bumblebee of 2023 is, but like, I'm sure it exists. And it's just like, maybe I haven't seen the Barbie movie yet.
Say it might be the Barbie movie,
yeah,
but I haven't seen it either.
Haven't seen it either, but I've heard that there's like references to like late 90s stuff. And like the writer director is our age. So like, she knows.
Greta knows.
Greta knows.
All right. Cool. So that's the news.
Anyways, that's the news. I'm old. I'm gonna just go like have a nap.
We're getting old. We want 90s energy in our TV and movie now, and also Westmoreland has just hard dad energy.
Yeah,
which is weird to think.
And Henry Kissinger is in hell.
Almost for surely, right?
Good times.
All right, Joe, what is this podcast about?
It's a TV pod. We take a TV show, watch the first episode, discuss it, and then we make some predictions and skip right to the last episode, watch that, and see how we did, and then review the show as a whole to see what we think about it and if we would want to watch the gooey middle.
Ooh, the jelly-filled middle.
The jelly-filled middle.
I'm watching the jelly-filled middle of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel right now, and I gotta like do something to figure out why I watch TV weird.
Okay.
Because I feel like there was something happened, and she like went and hung out with some dude or whatever, and every time I'm just like, oh my god, someone's gonna like hit you or you're going to get like R'd or something. You know, like I'm like something bad is going to happen to you really like something really like I just keep thinking something really bad is going to happen
Like,
to her.
do you think she's in danger at all
Yeah.
times? Do you think this is do you think the show's trying to do that, or is it just a you thing?
I think maybe I just understand that she's a woman in like the 50s
Okay.
as like
Yeah.
like being outgoing in like a man's world where they just are bad.
Yeah,
like
sure.
you know, all the time.
Mhm.
But this is a comedy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like and like bad things happen, but they're like mostly like she got divorced and it's like kind of sad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so
can see
I
that.
think I'm just like I've seen other things from this timeline and I'm just assuming those are going to happen to her kind
Yeah.
of thing. But
Yeah.
I also watch some other shows sometimes and I'm like, I feel like I'm like weirdly stressed about this and I'm not watching a show. Like I'm not watching a show that should be like this.
Yeah. In season 7, she's just murdered by a serial killer and then like just carries on without her.
Yeah. We find out that's not her in this finale that we watched. It was like her twin that we never knew about. Yeah. So I was just watching. I was like, these are not. This is not like a stressful show.
Yeah.
like
you're
in
gonna be
reality.
fine.
But I was making it stressful, and so I feel like I took a break for a couple days and was like, I gotta center myself and realize what I'm watching,
Yeah.
and not imprint what I know about the time period.
I mean, do you like do you watch something else to like rinse that out? Well, I guess you're already watching a lighthearted show. So it's not like you would watch something even more lighthearted.
I mean, I watch like Seinfeld every once in a while, just to like, you know, I'm not doing anything. I could put Seinfeld on,
Or maybe here's a better question. Are you watching other things that are putting those thoughts in your mind?
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Okay. yeah, for sure. Everything else I watch.
Like
is
I just
deep.
watched like also on Amazon, I just watched like Gen V, which is like the Boys spinoff, where like anybody at any given second can like get murdered or dismembered or like something awful. So
Yeah.
I'm probably on edge.
Okay, fair. So tonight,
What are we doing tonight?
tonight we're watching a little serial killer show.
Are we really?
We are, called Mindhunter.
Ooh, I've seen this show.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay. I picked this show because the director of most of the episodes is David Fincher, who just had a new movie come out on Netflix called The Killer. And he's just been, there's a lot of podcasts doing David Fincher stuff recently. So I've been watching a lot of the David Fincher movies. And one of the things was he like took a little Netflix break to do House of Cards and Mindhunter, and I haven't seen either.
Yeah.
And I don't have Netflix access, so I thought I might get a little preview here.
Fair enough. There's Netflix access in this house.
Yeah.
I've seen all of this show.
All of it.
Yeah. It's got Anna Torv in it, who's the main person in The Fringe, or Fringe, not The Fringe.
Okay. Yeah.
In Fringe, so she's great. Who the main character? Jonathan Groff is maybe that guy's name.
That's a familiar name. Was he in Rent?
Maybe. But it's what is the show about? I think because there was two I watched. There's like Mindhunter. Netflix has two shows that are similar. It's this one, and then there's one that's like about like the Unabomber.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think it's called like, maybe it's just called like the Unabomber or something. I'll figure that out later. But this one is, if I remember correctly, it's about like the guy, they're setting up essentially like kind of FBI, I think it's FBI, like ways of catching like serial killers and are catching some other things. And so they're going around talking to some serial killers while also trying to like sort of catch them.
Gotcha.
They're trying to like interview serial killers to be like,
to get in his
like,
brain.
why did
what's
you
he
do
doing?
this?
Yeah,
What's this? But then the one main guy kind of goes off script a little bit, and he's trying to like, he's like, I could see. I'm confusing it with the Unabomber. show. Maybe
Yeah.
this one's just about interviewing serial killers, sort of.
Yeah, but that's my impression is it's about serial killers or it's about some sort of investigation of serial killers and that it's Mindhunter because they're like using a new strategy of like trying to get into the mind of the killer and not just
What is
trying to find his next steps.
what was what's his name? Fox Mulder in the X-Files. He was like a really good like criminal profiler.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this show is kind of like setting up that kind of stuff in the FBI of like, hey, we can like see what he did and look at previous people and kind of profile this killer and hopefully then connect some things and like maybe learn where he might be next or where he is or what his motivations are and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense to me. So what do you know about the show at all?
That's it. I haven't seen the show at all. Just know that it's about psychoanalyzing serial killers and that David Fincher was involved.
Mm-hmm. He was.
Do you have any relationship with the movies of David Fincher?
I can't even think of them right now, so
Okay.
I can't answer you there.
Here, let's do this quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to read you. He's got like 10 movies.
Okay.
With the killer to date. And I'm going to read you each title in chronological order.
Mm-hmm.
And you give me just like a 1 or 2 word reaction.
Got it.
1992 Alien 3.
Oh, like Alien 3?
Mm-hmm.
The alien gets the gets like the molten stuff poured onto it and it explodes.
Oh.
I remember that vividly from that movie.
Okay.
So, positive.
Good. 1995 7.
Oh, love 7.
All right. 1997 The Game.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Michael Douglas is a rich guy who gets a game for his birthday, and it's like an augmented reality thing.
No.
It's fun. You should check it out.
Okay.
1999 Fight Club.
Oh, duh. Yeah. I mean, classic.
Okay.
I love Paul and Nick as well. So, like, the writer of the actual
Oh
book.
my gosh, toxic Josh over here.
It's a good, interesting writer. I'm not saying I signed up for what he writes. I'm just saying it's good writing.
Our food is here. Maybe we just pause and then edit this?
Yeah, just run up and get it. I'll just note it. I just heard the door, so Lindsay might have just grabbed it, but
I just don't want it to be cold.
Sitting on the cold. I didn't realize I knew so many David Fincher movies. I guess I just really didn't know who was writing these movies that I liked.
Yeah. I had thought that too. I mean, I was aware, but I would just, when I was going through them, I was like, oh, I've actually seen a lot of these. Okay. 2002 Panic Room.
I think I can I don't know if I've seen it, but I know what it is.
Yeah, Jodie Foster's in a panic room. That's the movie.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. Not memorable. And I love Jodie Foster.
Yeah. I watched that one for the first time this year, and it's great.
I think I should watch it again.
Yeah.
Now that
you should.
we're there.
2007 Zodiac.
Is that Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
2008 The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
I don't know if I've seen it all the way through or even seen it. I just know.
Fell asleep part of the way through.
I know what happens when you Benjamin Button.
Yeah, he's a little old.
Literally the other day, someone said, "Oh, is he Benjamin Buttoning currently?"
Yeah,
and I was like, "Yeah." Okay.
That's the legacy of that movie.
Yeah.
2010 The Social Network.
Oh, I mean, Joe knows that's fire.
Yeah, that's like a top 5 movie.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
2011 The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
I never saw that movie. I read the 3 books originally by Stieg Larsson.
Yeah.
Great books.
Uh-huh.
That's starring Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig and Rooney Mara is the titular girl with the dragon
The girl
tattoo.
with some dragons on her tattoos. No, I never watched that movie.
Okay. I saw it for the first time this year. My like quick take on it is I thought that the dragon tattoo was gonna play into the plot more.
Yeah.
Like I thought like the dragon tattoo itself was gonna be like the solution to the mystery or something.
Nope.
Yeah, no. 2014 Gone Girl.
No.
Okay. Haven't seen it?
Nope. Neither seen it nor read it. I think
Okay.
I own the book. I just never read it.
Yeah.
So no comment.
The screenwriter is the author, so pretty tight connection between the book and the movie.
That makes me feel better about it, at least.
Mm-hmm.
As one of those weird people that's like, the book is normally better. I just don't say that out loud. I just think it now because it's pretentious.
Yeah. But yeah, because it's the same writer, it's like, you know, they do the best they can to get everything in.
All right, cool.
2020 Mank.
Never even heard of that.
I have not seen it. I mean, it's 2020. It's just it's a black hole of culture.
As the years go on, I fall farther and farther out of the zeitgeist when it comes to like mainstream movies.
Yeah. And then this year, 2023, The Killer just came out on Netflix. If you like watching movies about like assassins, it's cool.
I'm already interested in it if it's him and it's about maybe killers or something like that.
Yeah,
because
I know they made a Hitman movie.
Like the video game, the Hitman
the video
movie?
game Hitman.
Okay.
And I haven't seen that. I imagine it's not good.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's good.
But like, you can just pretend that this movie, The Killer, is a Hitman movie because it's like very like, it's an assassin and he's like getting in disguises and like, you know, copying key fobs and stuff. Like,
yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, it's fun.
That sounds good. So those are all of them?
That's all of them. Yeah. So again, surprisingly, like you've seen a lot of them.
Yeah, I've seen like over 50%, and
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there was one that I've seen that I was like, nah, I didn't like it.
Right.
Yeah, I liked them all.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him.
So that's kind of what I'm expecting from Mindhunter. Is I expect it to be like expertly shot and pretty tight in terms of like pace. But I also like he has this style in terms of his visuals that I feel like he's gotten a little bit of a bad rap for it. You know, what's the word I'm looking for here? Granted or not, or
like did he really earn that? Or
yeah, did he
like,
really earn it or not?
Yeah.
But like he's gotten some sort of rap where he's developed this style, and now all of the shows on Netflix and other like original streaming service shows just kind of look like that.
Yeah.
Because first because he's like a proponent of like digital filmmaking, where like a lot of other filmmakers of his level still use film.
Mm-hmm.
But he's very much like pro digital, which is cheaper for these streaming services. But that it also it kind of makes it easier to make it look like quote unquote prestige.
Yeah.
So like it's just kind of a shortcut for a lot of lesser filmmakers to just like, we'll just make it look like a David Fincher movie, and then it's, you know, something that's important, even though it's just like a shitty Amazon Prime show or something.
Well, I mean, things can look like things, but if they don't like, I guess, feel or act like them,
Mm-hmm.
especially in a movie kind of thing, it's like, well, this clearly isn't up to
Mm-hmm.
snuff. I think Mindhunter is presented very well. I like it.
Yeah.
So, should we find out if you like it?
Yeah, probably.
All right. I looked, and I think he just didn't even name the episodes. They're just like episode 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, none of the episodes have
Yeah.
names,
So
I think.
just so we're just gonna go on and watch episode 1, and we'll be back after that.
Yeah.
And we're back. We're done from episode 1 of Mindhunter. I have a little bit of a write-up there, Joe.
Cool.
In 1977, frustrated FBI hostage negotiator Holden Ford finds an unlikely ally in veteran agent Bill Tench and begins studying a new class of murderer. even though they didn't really do that in this episode.
Not quite. It feels like we're still getting set up.
I think they said some notable words at the end, pointing you towards learning new murderer, but we can get there when we get there. I guess right away, what were your just kind of thoughts on this first ep?
It was definitely, for better or worse, what I expected.
Okay.
In that it was, pretty slick production. And, has all of the hallmarks of like, other David Fincher works, which again is interesting because he doesn't write his own screenplays. He, will direct other people's writing. So it's all in the script, right?
Right.
But it's the things that he chooses to write about, which is, serial killers, murderers, a young kind of Boy Scout cop and an older gruff veteran. And then like, the specific time and place with regard to, especially with period pieces, but even sometimes with not period pieces where like you watch something like Fight Club and it feels very 1999, even though it was like, it wasn't a period piece. He was just making a present day movie. Right.
Right.
But like you go back and like hear the score and it's just like, oh yeah, this is very like late 90s.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the use of music that's very like of the time and place, that really helps set the setting, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that just to say that it's like, it feels like a very, like just very well thought out and very well, I'm trying to not say thought out again, but like there's nothing here that's just like, let's do this because like that's what good shows do, or let's do this because it like, we have money to spend. It's like, no, this is like a very specific vision of what he wanted it to look like. And you can like kind of feel that.
Yeah. It's interesting for people that might want to like, think like, oh, I mean, it's called Mindhunter, so it doesn't necessarily scream like there's going to be like a bunch of action or something.
Yeah.
But like a TV show that's like trying to figure out murderers and specifically talking about like serial killers and stuff, you'd think there'd be, I don't know, maybe some more, maybe some like action or some gruesomeness, I guess, to it.
Yeah.
Per se. And this is, I mean, it's like bleak topics, of course, and they like talk about a bunch of stuff, but really it's just like a lot of people in various rooms like chatting like philosophically about things and then having arguments with themselves and others, like trying to figure out what they're talking about and going and then switching locations and then like having that like kind of exchange then again with like other people that like are different, like local cops instead of FBI agents, or like Holden's talking to his girlfriend that he meets in the beginning, Debbie, who's like a college student, but in like, it's an interesting give and take because he seems, I mean, he's obviously very smart, but he does a good job of being like a lead character where he's like wants to learn a bunch of stuff. Yeah. And so like, hopefully we as like viewers are really interested too. And he's like, yeah, keep talking to him about that so I can learn more about that. Cause it is a lot of like, not like concrete things. So it's very like, it's kind of whimsical in a way.
Yeah. It's a little bit free flowing in terms of like, you're not presented with a main character who has got it all together and you're just along for the ride. It's like, you're kind of figuring it out as he goes along, and like he might be wrong about things. Like I feel like that's I guess that is one of the things that like struck me about this episode is like with like knowing the basic premise of like it's the 70s. I think it's 70s.
Late 70s.
Yeah. And that they're intending to use psychology to investigate serial killers, and this is a new type of way of looking at solving crimes. That it kind of feels like you expect there to be a character who just, he can essentially like read minds, right? Like not read minds in like a magical way, but it's like, oh, he's a savant at like, knowing what someone's thinking and like picking up little clues.
You're like looking for a Sherlock almost.
Sherlock or like Psych.
Yeah.
Like there's just like a lot of like these types of characters that it's like this person can, he can sell his case for like, hey, you need to look into these things more deeply and think about their psychology, because he's able to show you that this works by solving a crime and like finding something that you didn't see, which is striking because at the end of this episode, like one of the local cops like brings him a case and is just like, hey, this is really fucked up, and like it's clearly not just a regular old murder, like there was some really fucked up things done. Anything you could pull out of this, and like he's just sort of like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not from here, and I'll really only know what you wrote down. It's not like I can say like Norm did it, because I don't know, because he really just to that cop was like, I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, they don't have that Sherlock character. They really do, for the most part, have a main character that's like, I don't know. Can we figure it out? Kind of weird that in the end of this one, he did kind of like shut him down, that local cop, and just was kind of like, whatever. He seemed like he was getting frustrated.
Yeah,
Moving back to the beginning, though. So we start with Holden being like, he's trying to do like he's doing a hostage negotiation.
Yeah.
Where this guy has like a gun and some lady, and the guy's like trying to get his like wife there. Maybe soon to be ex-wife potentially. And so Holden's trying to like negotiate with the guy, and the guy ends up like shooting himself, killing himself. And then Holden gets transferred to just be a teacher at Quantico, just talking about essentially like criminality.
Yeah. Again, he's an FBI agent. He's not just a cop.
Yeah, he's an FBI agent. So then he's teaching classes, but then he also like, he was talking to some other guy who was, were they talking about the Summer of the Sam guy, right?
Yeah, serial killer.
Yes. The serial Sam. And then they go out and talk, and then when he's at the bar, then he meets this college student, Debbie. She's a post-grad sociology major. And then they like start dating, but the more interesting part necessarily about that is their conversation leads him to being like, wait a minute, I don't understand like all this like these differing views of criminology, and thinking about it more like psychoanalysis, I guess, potentially. And then he starts going to, I don't know what college it was, the local college.
Yeah.
But he starts going to the college, and then the FBI people are like, you can go and we'll pay for you to go get some classes, but you have to like try to like pick people's brains and like recruit people. And it's the 70s, so no one trusts feds.
The FBI, yeah.
I mean it's 2023. I guess if I was like a cool professor at a college and some FBI guy was lurking around, I'd be like, why are you here?
Yeah.
So
it's a pretty breezy like 1, 2, 3 combo of just expository setting up the scene. Like you get the scene with Holden observing the other professor at Quantico, who's just like talking about how we have these serial killers now, and like this is a new thing, and like trying to figure out what's going on with society now that we have these serial killers. And then that transitions right into his conversation at the bar with the sociology student, where she's saying like, hey, maybe like criminality is a result of the breakdown in society and the breakdown in order, and not the opposite.
Yeah, and even Holden's kind of like, yeah, but what if it's not, kind of thing. But I think even after he says that, that's the interesting part about, I guess, the main character, whereas he pushes back a little bit, but at the same time, you can see his like gears working.
He's interested,
like, whoa, wait a minute, I should. Yeah,
and then the last piece again is, when he does go to that college and he's interested, but like the professor there is not interested in talking to him or working with him because it's the feds, right?
Right.
So it's just like right there within 15 minutes or so, you get it's the 70s. There's serial killers. We're trying to look at them in different ways, but also like in this world that he's in, he can't just like go to a college and learn about this. So like he's got to find another route.
He probably could if he like dressed like a normal human while in college and not like
just went undercover.
Yeah. Because I don't think they'd be like FBI guys in your class. He could have just wore like jeans and a shirt and went to class, and they would have been like, "Oh, yeah, like you're a weird nerd," but
yeah, sure.
He's not really trying to hide that.
Yeah.
His social cues aren't necessarily there.
But yeah, it gives you the setting, what he's looking at trying to do, and then why like he has to, go elsewhere to try to figure this out.
Yeah. And then he just kind of like was in the like cafeteria at Quantico or whatever, and this older agent Bill comes up and was like, "Hey, what's up? I know who you are. You're asking weird questions," kind of thing.
Yeah. You're kind of ruffling people's feathers.
Yeah. And he's like, "I go around the country and talk to like local police departments, sort of about like this new stuff and this kind of new way of thinking." And just kind of present with them, and maybe you want to do that. And Holden seemed like he was like, "Yeah, I do want to do that. That sounds great." I mean, probably anything to just like get out of just not teaching.
Yeah,
because he's like, Holden doesn't have like a family or anything, so he's like, "I'll go."
Yeah.
He's 29, so he's youngish.
I also do get the feeling that people everyone else at Quantico kind of looks at Holden and just like, you're just kind of like a joke. Like you're just like kind of nonsense. Like you're trying to bring in these ideas. And he was trying to do like this demo with his class about like a hostage situation and like play act it and try to get into the mind of what this person with a gun would be thinking. And they just kind of, the students mostly go along with it, but like there is some other professor or someone in charge who's just like, what are you doing over here? Like having these guys play act, like this is nonsense.
Yeah. I mean, some of the students went along with it. Some of them also just were like, what if we just shoot him though right now?
Yeah. There was something where it's just like, I forget what the piece of dialogue, but he was asking him, it's like, what, would you rather just like go in with a gun and kill this guy? And the guy's like, yeah, I would rather just use a gun.
Well, because the one guy, the guy who said, I'd rather just like use a gun, because he was like, that sounds safer to me than not having the gun and just talking to the other guy with a gun kind of thing. So, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Sort of. But that's kind of the problem with the police today. So, but then he goes with Bill, and they end up in Fairfield, Iowa, where they are just teaching these, like this police department or sheriff, I don't know, police or sheriff's department about the thing. And their biggest thing that they're teaching is like what happened plus like why it happened would equal who it happened. Who did it? If you're
trying to figure out who, you need to see what happened and try to think about why they did it in a certain way, and then that might lead you to clues into who it is.
Yeah. And that seems like that was like Bill's basic thing that he's been doing. And Bill tries to keep it like simple. Not because like he thinks the cops are dumb or anything, but just because like just not to overcomplicate anything. And it seems like they're only there for a day or two anyway. So it's not like they're going to be taught a whole ton.
Yeah.
But then Holden kind of goes off and starts like being like, well, you know, you got to think about all these other things, and we really don't know anything at all. And you know, and then the cops are there just like, well, people are just crazy, like these are just crazy people. And he's like, but, and I mean, Holden obviously like clearly is making a lot of sense. He's like, well, I mean, they're not necessarily crazy, like they like maybe snapped, but like why did they do that? Think about that. And they're like, well, why would we do that? Because now they're just crazy.
Yeah Why does that matter?
So like the cops that they're talking to, at least here, are like, this is what's happening right now, and Holden keeps trying to get them to think of the possibilities that led anybody to this, or why they would be like this, and not necessarily, I guess, not sympathizing, because he brings up like Charles Manson too at some point.
That's an interesting scene.
And because he tries to bring up Charles Manson's entire like upbringing, and clearly about how he was like abused and then went to jail and
Mhm.
like, I mean, you know, did not get rehabilitated to a normal person, just kind of got more and more messed up.
Yeah.
And then when he gets out, does the whole Manson stuff that
Mhm,
everybody knows
mhm.
about. But then he's like, well, you didn't technically kill anybody. And they're like, he's a crazy like he's psycho, blah, blah. He's like,
Yeah.
and they're like, well, they already knew he was nuts because they institutionalized him.
Yeah.
But he was trying to be like, well, think about like, where's this guy coming from and what made him like this, as
Yeah.
to opposed to just thinking that he was fully born like this.
It's an interesting scene because it's like, Holden's not wrong in saying that there is something here to Charles Manson, and that it's worth looking into his origins to understand why this happened, right?
Right.
But it's like there's just like a lot of examples of this where it's like, if this hits a little bit too close to home, like people are just going to reject it. And the thing is, he's treating this purely as like an academic exercise, right?
Right.
He's looking at it as just like an interesting case study. Whereas there's like cops in this scene who are just like, I used to work in LA and I like know cops who had to like, you know, examine the bodies.
Yeah.
So like, don't fucking tell me that this guy had a like troubled childhood.
Yeah. I'm not going to feel bad for him.
Yeah. Which in like Holden's point isn't to like make people feel bad about him. It's just that like, if we're trying to look at, you know, and use some of what we learned from this horrible crime for like future cases, then we need to look at the background.
Right.
But they're just not ready to hear it like that. And especially because like the way that this is, the thing that this reminds me of is it's two federal agents dropping in on a local police department to be like, today we're going to talk about like how to solve crimes and like psychology. And like, it feels like professional development. Like you got sent to like, you know, some sort of like technical training that like you have to show up to, but like they're not going to give you anything useful.
Yeah,
right?
they're gonna. I mean, they won't give you anything useful, but sometimes it's like, maybe if you actually thought about it, ruminated a little bit, maybe you could get something out of it. But also like, it probably just seems like dumb training.
Yeah, this is
That's
just like
not
mandatory training.
well, and also in this town, like we said a little bit earlier, like a mother and a kid was like crazy brutally murdered.
Yeah.
And they don't know who did it or anything, and I don't know how long ago it had been, but it's kind of recent-ish in the thing. And so there's like news people there when they get there, and they think they're like FBI here to like help solve the case.
Yeah, but, but really not so much.
But that's not why they're there.
Yeah.
So they're hearing all this stuff about like they're hearing stuff like sympathize with the killer to figure stuff out, but really what they're trying to be taught is like learn from what you're seeing and analyze it and so then also potentially then when things like this maybe happen again, like you kind of go, well, this is weird, interesting, like maybe I learned something from the last one, but they have this like fresh thing that they're like, we don't even know who did this and you're not helping us.
Yeah.
And then the old guy asks them to help and they just go like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know. And they're like, well, what were you just doing this whole time?
Have you thought about the why?
Do you know? Because it'll lead you to the who, by the way. It's like that we understand that this is messed up, but besides like a crazy person doing this, we don't really have much. Which that's cool because that ends up, because like Bill's kind of mad, and we kind of talked about this a little bit before we started recording, but like Bill's annoyed now at Holden for just like trying to, I guess, he's not trying to make things more difficult, because he is just trying to like, he's really just trying to open up a dialogue.
Yeah.
For the most part.
He's still kind of thinking of it as like an exercise, like an academic thing.
Yeah.
Where he's like actually talking to a real cop about a real case.
Yeah. Exactly. But he did do a good thing, which I think is it subtly did it, but I think it opens it up to what they're going to be doing in going forward. Is Bill says like, we're looking at like aberrant like behavior, like unusual behavior that you do not see very often. And the problem is, if we were if we were those people, that we would like be able to recognize it,
Mm-hmm.
but like normal people aren't that, and most people are normal.
Yeah.
So we don't see it, so we can't identify this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this weird, almost like catch-22
Mm-hmm.
of like, we're trying to teach you how to see it, but also since you're not it, you can't really see it.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do? And that was kind of their last conversation, like in the car before like the show ended or the episode ended. And I think that is what then drives them to start letting they go actually interview like serial killers that are in jails, because that's like now they get to start interviewing these unusual individuals that do this aberrant behavior to try to figure out why they're doing it or why they did do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Except they're weirdos, so
yeah,
it's a long show with a lot of chatty conversations that don't go anywhere.
Because I was gonna say, it doesn't feel like this first episode kind of feels like a lot of setup.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like a lot of shows set it up so the first episode is like a good, like almost like test run of like, here's what a general episode will be like. We're gonna go examine this case of the week and blah blah blah. Whereas like this is like a lot of setup of the setting and the characters, and like I wasn't quite sure where they were driving off to at the end of the episode. Like, were they going to were they just gonna go keep doing this spiel in different towns? Were they gonna stay in this town and like try to solve this one mystery?
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure like where they're technically going right now, if they're going to a different town or they're just going back to Virginia. But that's what they do, kind of do the setup from here. From what I remember, I realized that while we were watching the show, I was like, I've definitely seen this show, but most of my memories, I keep thinking about the Unabomber show.
Yeah.
So I really don't have a clear understanding, a clear memory of what happens. But I do remember is what they do is they use the like traveling, going and talking to these places, and then they happen to be somewhere where I don't know if it's like Gacy or so, like, yeah, Gacy's in jail over here or something like that.
Convicted killer.
And they go and like get to talk to him for a little bit too. But then they do the local stuff. But then there's more cops that like are like, do you know how to solve this case? And for the most part, they still are like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
What am I? Smart. I can't figure this out. But also then the other thing is, I don't know when she comes in. She's definitely in the third episode as I'm seeing, but Anna Torv didn't make an appearance either, who's the lady from Fringe.
Yeah.
And she's a doctor. Dr. Wendy Carr is what her name is.
Yeah, because you had mentioned her, and then when the like girlfriend character showed up, I was like, that's not her.
That was not her. No. Yeah, she's in episodes a little bit later on, but she's like in most of this show. So
okay.
So I don't know how long. I don't know if she's in episode 2 or they wait till episode 3 to put her in there.
Yeah, again, kind of a streaming era thing where it's like, yeah, we can bring in more of the main cast, like as it makes sense to bring them in. Like we're dropping all these episodes at once on Netflix anyway, so like just go on to the next episode, you'll see her.
Yeah, you'll get to her. You'll get to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's kind of it. Yeah, I think it's interesting. It's definitely more subtle than anything that would be on a week-to-week TV show, like release could be. Because you'd be like, wait, what is this show about? Are they just gonna travel around now, or like you said, are they just? Hey, is he gonna go back to Virginia and we start over, or like?
Yeah. Is that the end of Bill and Holden, and then Holden goes off on another route to try to pursue his like psychology thing?
Yeah, we just watch this guy keep trying to go to schools.
Yeah. Will anyone else work with me?
Come on. So yeah, you got anything else to say about this?
I don't think so. I think overall I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm definitely like intrigued to go on to the next episode, and there's not that many. I think it was like 10 episodes or so.
Season
In
1.
season 1, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's like 19 total. I just had it. There's 9 in season 2, and then 19 total. So 10 in season 1. So not that many. They're all between like 40. Well, one like season 1, episode 6 is like 34 minutes, and then some of them are like 54.
Yeah.
So they're kind of. I kind of like it when shows kind of do that. It's almost like a little HBO-y when they just go, this episode's as long as it's going to be. Like this story for this episode has to be this long. So it's going to be 30 minutes or it's going to be an hour.
I'm seeing on the IMDb now that this is another Fincher book adaptation.
Oh, what book was this?
True crime book, Mindhunter Inside the FBI's Elite Serial Crime Unit. Written by this guy John Douglas, who was essentially the Holden character, who had like pioneered the thought or practice of using psychological profiling to try to find killers. Because I was wondering how, like, not necessarily true to life. That's not what I mean. Like, I understand this is fictionalized, and they're probably looking up. They're going to be working on like fictional cases, but I was interested on like if there really was this push within the FBI in the 70s, or if this was just something that kind of either came out of academics or just out of like separate police departments. But it looks like, yeah, at least based on this guy's book and based on his experiences, he was trying to push this type of investigation in the FBI.
Wonder if he got it done.
Yeah, I've never heard of the FBI trying to profile someone. I've definitely not seen 100 movies about an FBI agent trying to profile a serial killer.
Right. Yep. I hope he gets it done one day.
Yeah.
You want to do some predictions?
Yeah.
What do you got?
I have that Holden. This is something that happens in Zodiac. I have that Holden solves a case, but not enough to convict someone. Like he's fully figured out like who the serial killer is and how he did it and why it happened, but doesn't have enough concrete evidence to actually convict him. It's all circumstantial, but like he clearly, you listen to him talk and it's like, yeah, that's it.
You know it. And then from what we've seen, we obviously also know he's right.
Yeah. My other one is that Bill quits.
Oh, Bill.
I think that he's just like jaded with the whole situation and he's just like, I'm out.
Okay.
I guess I wouldn't even be surprised. This is already season 2. I wouldn't be surprised if he's already gone by this episode. 3, I think Debbie is murdered.
Nice.
Just think it, the serial killing in the 70s gets out of hand and it hits a little too close to home.
He got too close to somebody.
Debbie's head's in a box. Who knows? Spoilers for 7. And then my last one, which I think will be fun to watch for, I think there is an impossible camera move.
Okay.
Which is something that David Fincher has done, especially with like his use of like digital, is that there's a camera move where it looks like just like they really set up a camera to do this type of swoop, but then it does something that's like literally physically impossible. Like it goes through a wall or like passes through like a tiny keyhole or something.
Got it.
When it's just like, you think about it later, it's like, oh, that was just digital.
They clearly couldn't put a camera through the keyhole.
Yeah.
And then into the other room and continue filming kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. I'll look out for that. I mean, you should, because it's your point. So, I've seen this, but I also don't really remember this. But so my number one is there's a famous serial killer interview.
Okay. Like a real life serial killer.
No.
Oh, okay.
Like someone being somebody. I think a new killer is like born. So like at the end of this episode or during this one, there's probably some killer doing stuff, but it's not necessarily maybe who they're trying to catch or who they know about,
Okay.
So there's like a side killer or somebody that is like at the end of this episode still killing people. It's not
like potentially season 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they wanted to do season 3
Mm-hmm.
and it just didn't happen.
From what I read, it was like they left the door open, but like essentially everybody had to like take a break from like doing this, and then by now there's like now we're done.
Yeah. So I think the door opening is some murderer still around.
Mm-hmm.
I think we see a knife kill.
Knife kill. Okay, because we didn't see any kills in this.
We didn't see any
right?
kills, and I don't know if we do see kills in the show, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I feel like serial killers are messed up, so they knife kill.
Okay.
So knife kills. And then I think someone gets a promotion.
Oh, good.
So I'm all for moving up.
Yeah.
Someone becomes a G-man. I don't know.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Whoever. This last episode is just episode 2.9. Because he didn't name any of the episodes. So,
Perfect.
the last episode in season 2, which is the last episode of this show. So we will watch that, and we'll be back when it's done. And we're back. We're done with the final episode of Mindhunter. And I literally just had the write-up, and I pushed the wrong button on my phone. I got it. It's not a good one anyway. So.
Okay.
The investigation zeroes in on a prime suspect who proves adept at manipulating a volatile situation to his advantage.
Okay.
I feel like that ended up not being to his advantage.
Yeah.
At all.
It's a plot heavy episode, so we'll kind of get into all of it anyway.
Yeah.
My first just like overall reactions is that I really did like it.
Mm-hmm.
More than I thought I would. I thought I kind of assumed we would just be kind of plopped into the end of a case, and I'd have to kind of catch up. But it was it seemed to be that this case that they were doing in this episode was completely contained to this episode.
No, they were there for a
Okay.
while, like investigating it. Because like the beginning comes when there's 29 deaths.
I guess the opening shot is they're already like searching the river for a body.
Yeah.
So we are dropped in the middle of something. But so I can see how maybe there are other episodes, and even maybe this entire season is tracking this killer.
Yeah,
but
I'm not sure about that,
but like you can totally just drop into this last episode and like see this as like a little mini movie about this case.
pretty much it's like an hour and 15 minutes long, so it's like almost a tight 90 little fun movie.
It's a tight movie. The overall is that there's this case, and I was surprised by it at the end that it's actually a real case. But there's these murders in Atlanta, and in the show it said 29, but when I was reading Wikipedia there was like 30 murders, but somewhere, about 30 murders, most of them being children, like young black kids in Atlanta. But like 2 of them were adults, suspected to be a serial killer. And then this last episode that we watched, it opens with the cops like, shining a flashlight down into a river, because they had heard a splash, I guess. And then
It's like someone had heard a splash.
yeah.
I guess we don't know whether the cops were like following him, but I mean, obviously they stopped him like right at the bridge. So
yeah, someone had heard a splash, maybe a cop had heard a splash. And then at the same time, or close to the same time, there is this man driving across the bridge. And it's this 20-something black man named Wayne Williams.
Wayne Williams.
And they have this scene with him where the cops and the FBI agents that we saw in the first episode were questioning him, and he's being nothing but suspicious.
if I was a little boy, I wouldn't be on this bridge at night.
Yeah, he's just saying stuff like, like, oh, we heard a splash. Like, did you know anything about that? And he's just like, what? Like I dropped a kid in there? And you're just like, what?
Why would you say it like that?
Yeah, he's just being like, not suspicious in the way of just like, what? I didn't do anything, but just suspicious in the way of like, this guy is way too comfortable and saying things that like sound suspicious, and he should be concerned as like, he should be a guy that's like, listen, this isn't the way it looks. It's not the way it looks. But instead he's just like, what? There's just a rope in my back seat. Nothing wrong with that.
I bet all y'all have rope.
You don't keep an extra pair of gloves?
Yeah, he was very suspicious there.
Yeah. But then, yeah, so then the episode, they don't have anything in that moment to tie him to anything, really. I mean, they don't even really have a body that they supposedly think he dumped.
They
right?
have suspicion of a heard splash.
Yeah, this guy was driving a car and they heard a splash.
And a weirdo that they're talking to. But
yeah,
besides
and
that,
he seems weird. But like otherwise, there's no reason to keep him. They can't even like detain him, let alone like arrest him. There's nothing there. But they know who he is. They're keeping an eye on him. I don't know how much we need to get into like the kind of middle of the episode. It's just kind of they show up at his house to question him some more. He says more like creepy, suspicious things.
yeah.
Essentially the thing behind this Wayne guy is that he is he describes himself as a Renaissance man in that he has interests in a lot of different arts and projects. He's a photographer who like shoots stuff for the police, I guess. But then he also is interested in getting into the music industry. And he's out on like street corners, like handing out flyers to like young black kids because he says he's trying to find the next Jackson 5, but he has nothing to show for it. He has no like, he's never put together a music group. He's never written a song or anything.
Doesn't have any like recordings of kids singing songs, even though he rents out record space.
Yeah. And then there's just a bunch of, circumstantial evidence of, again, the music connection, and a lot of these kids were interested in music. And that there's something about fibers of the carpet that were potentially found with one of the bodies or something, or at least a similar type of carpet.
Yeah, because they had like green carpet in their house.
Mm-hmm.
And then dog hair. And there was dog hair. They found like dog hair in his car when they originally stopped him. Mm-hmm. And when they stopped at this house, there was a dog there.
Yeah. There was a rope in his backseat the night that they questioned him, but they never found the rope again after that. Then there was one of the murders. I think it was one of the adults who was murdered. There was some sort of witness who had seen the murder victim like talking to a person that they didn't recognize, and they did a sketch, and the sketch kind of looks like Wayne.
It looks like Wayne wearing a hat.
Looks like Wayne wearing a hat. Yeah. But again,
we know Wayne don't wear hats.
Yeah. But again, it's just kind of a young black man with glasses in Atlanta. Like, how many people could that be? The point is like that Holden is sure that this is the guy.
Yeah.
That this guy's a serial killer, that they just need to find, they just need to gather enough evidence because the people who are in charge, I don't know if it's like the DA or whoever, but like they're not going to charge this guy unless they have something solid. There's mention about something about there's like a previous case or something, and like they charged someone, but it wasn't actually them, and so they got a lot of bad press. But yeah, essentially that like you can't, you're not gonna charge someone unless you're pretty sure you're gonna get a conviction, right?
Yeah.
It's a huge mess and a huge waste of resources if you charge this guy or any guy.
Well, they had like a big thing because they were like, well, last time you did this to like a black guy in Atlanta, like there was riots.
Yeah.
And then they also on the other side were like, well, if you charge like a white guy for this, then there will like also be riots.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay.
Yeah. So like you got to be sure.
Yeah.
Either way, like you cannot take this lightly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the middle chunk of the episode, is just them like continually getting, closer, but still nothing solid, and Wayne continuing to seem like a killer.
Yeah, I mean, just at least a creeper nonetheless.
Yeah.
But then, so like after that is like they do finally like get at least some form of warrant or something to be able to bring Wayne in.
For questioning.
Questioning, and they took like samples, DNA samples and stuff.
Yeah.
And they went to his house. But I think when they went to their house, did they notice like the carpet was changed?
Yeah, it looked like he'd ripped out all the carpet, but then they were able to find like
a piece of like this little mat. Yeah,
that was still left behind. Yeah,
which seems like a very odd crazy oversight.
Yeah.
Which that'd be interesting. So they do all that, and then they're like, okay, but then it gets out that he was like, they called him in for these murders, and so then there's just a ton of press and everything outside of his house at all times, and obviously the cops are just in front of his house now all the time.
Yeah.
And then like Wayne goes, after days of this, probably Wayne just like leaves the house, drives away, just a literal parade of like cars following him just wherever he's going. And then he goes to the mayor's house.
Yeah.
Like just goes and parks out in front of the mayor's house and just like starts honking his horn, and it's like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, because this is full on in the press now. Like,
yeah.
He's been named as like
suspect
a person
number
of interest,
one, basically.
Yeah, even though he hasn't been charged.
Yeah.
And so now there's pressure on the mayor, the DA to like, well, if this is the guy, you should charge him or charge somebody, right?
Yeah.
And so again, it's still like the FBI, they don't have the evidence quite yet, but then while they're like standing there outside, Atlanta PD shows up and goes in and arrests him.
Yeah, they're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I literally think that was because they were like, oh, Wayne's really like, he's got all this hubris and he's whatever, and I think he's kind of a weird guy. I still kind of think Wayne didn't do it now, because now I just think that Wayne like went to the mayor's house like and pissed the mayor off, and then the mayor was like, all right, go arrest him then. That's
definitely,
I mean, the implication at least.
Yeah, the implication from the show is that he...
Yeah, I don't know about real life Wayne, by the way. I'm just I'm only in.
The implication from the show is that Wayne, was tired of the scrutiny, and so he, went to the mayor and brought it at the feet of the mayor, and the mayor is just like, fine, then I'll arrest you, and, put pressure on the DA, who put pressure on the cops to, get enough evidence in front of the grand jury and convince them, and then make an arrest.
Yep.
The details that kind of lay out between the cops and the FBI at the end there is that they have enough, or they were able to get enough evidence for 2 of the murders that they felt confident charging
out of the 29 that we knew about in the show.
Yeah. Of the 29, and these 2 were like the only 2 like adults.
Yep.
The one of them was the one who was found in the river after the splash when he had drove past the bridge. And then another one was just like another adult, I guess. And maybe that was the one where that like had the sketch that kind of looked like him.
Yeah, maybe it was. I'm not sure.
Maybe not. But those are the 2 that they were charging him with. They keep saying that like there may be other charges, brought against him later, for any of the child killings. But the important thing is we got him off the street, and we got him for these 2. The complication with that is that there's, and they, illustrate this in a scene with Holden, and the mothers of the children who were murdered, who it seems like they know him from before.
Yeah, I've seen like the main mother he was talking to. She's in like like a couple episodes like Pat before that, like the thumbnail. So that's why they've definitely been there talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
And Holden's probably been involved with them being like, we'll catch this guy. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Which, did they?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, about the woman now.
Yeah. So he's talking to the mothers, and essentially, he shows up to kind of, because now they have a conviction. So he's leaving Atlanta to go back to DC or wherever he's originally from. And he's essentially, just kind of, greeting them to be like, all right, see ya. Like, glad we could like bring some justice here. But they're just like, hey, this Wayne Williams guy, like, I don't know about this, like 2 adult murders, like maybe, but like he for sure did not kill my kid. I feel it in my bones.
Yeah, that lady was like, he did not do this.
He did not. Yeah, this guy is not a killer of children. And there is some of this strewn out through the episode of like, that he just doesn't fit the profile of a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
And that there are slight connections to Wayne and the 2 adults that were murdered potentially, which would make it so that he's not just like a random serial killer. He killed these people because he had some sort of history with them. And then therefore these other 27 kids that were murdered, who don't know each other at all. They're just all just kids. That there is someone out there who killed them, and that the city is acting like there is justice for all the 29 of these murders, but the mothers are just like, no.
It's like they didn't even get like him on like one kid. So because it's like you can maybe get at one kid.
Yeah, then maybe you can kind of like, okay, well then it's probably all the rest of them.
Because like a person that kills kids doesn't really kill adults.
Yeah,
I mean they do, but like not. We're talking about TV killers here. They're just going to be killing kids,
Yeah.
And
so that's kind of the like, well, and then the one other piece is that the other FBI agent, who I didn't catch his name, but
Jim Barney,
who's also working with Bill and Holden, who we met in the first episode. He has this lead on, there's this like the other house that they were investigating that I didn't catch all the details, but there was something about, there was all these Polaroids of like young kids. But for some reason, when they were entered into evidence, like all the pictures of the kids were gone, and that it seems like there was something there that like was possibly a lead for these murders that they could have investigated there, but something was mishandled within the evidence.
within Atlanta PD.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when Holden and Jim were talking, and Jim was saying like all this stuff kind of seems like this person may actually be the person who killed these people, and this is definitely not like a Wayne. This is not Wayne. We don't know who this is, but it's not Wayne.
Yeah.
And so Holden was like, yeah, go look into all of this, but like don't tell anybody here.
Yeah.
Because they've obviously mishandled this, and somehow they did it on purpose.
Yeah. That's as far as the show goes.
Yep.
I like just scanned the Wikipedia real quick because again, I just like at the end found out that this is a real case.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see how like in real life, was it really as ambiguous whether this guy like was the killer of all these children or not. And I didn't read into that because I don't know that that's, regardless of if he really did it or not, I don't know that that's as interesting as just talking about what they were presenting in the show.
Yeah.
But to have some context, like the theory that Wayne and his lawyers like are still pushing, because he's still in prison. He's in prison for life. But like the theory that they're pushing is that there potentially was some involvement with the KKK and the Atlanta PD, and the Atlanta PD covered it up, but this was really a like a racist like KKK killing of these like 27 children.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny. Which, I mean, interesting if that's real life, because Wayne did like say that in the show.
Mm-hmm.
He's like killing black kids. He's like, you think black people are killing black kids?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, why don't you look at the KKK? Is like literally what he said. And then Holden was like, well, typically people kill people of the same color.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay,
guy. Yeah. There was another thing too where they were, because he was previously arrested for impersonating a police officer. And he was saying that like he was doing that because of his like, you know, job as a photographer, that he was, you know, just trying to get closer to like the cases or whatever.
Seems like he was doing a little like Jacob Gyllenhaal Nightcrawler
Yeah,
action.
that definitely reminded me of Nightcrawler. Yeah. But they were trying to say like, oh, like it would totally make sense for you to like try to impersonate a police officer to try to get a kid in your car.
Yeah, like I think like you could potentially argue that, but then my like real life brain goes like, I don't necessarily, you know how many like 13 to 15-year-old like black kids in probably Atlanta at this time would probably really even want to deal with cops.
Yeah.
Even any 15, 13-year-old kids, like, you know, no one really thinks cops are cool.
Yeah. It's more of a coercion thing. Like,
yeah.
But that's what they were saying is like, oh, you probably impersonated a cop to get
the kids
in your car.
And
he's
like,
stuck. And he was just like, well, you know who'd be really good at that? What if just a real cop did that?
Yeah. Right.
Which, like, got a point.
Which, I mean, if it was a real cop and then all this evidence like went away.
Yeah.
Because like they pointed like when Jim and Holden were talking about like, I don't know, a lot of evidence is missing. They like kind of looked up stairs as like, it was mishandled somehow from up there.
But that's, again, going back to the show, that's as far as the show goes.
Yep.
They don't implicate anybody else. There's no other suspect. There's no alternate theory. They only just go as far as, okay, there's no hard evidence for Wayne and any of the child murders. And it doesn't seem to make sense that he would have murdered all these children. And there's other potential leads that were maybe not followed.
Yeah.
So like, of this veneer of justice that the city and the mayor are putting out that like, we got our guy, like case closed. It's a little bit unsettled, and not just, I mean, there's two tragedies of that. Like one that like, this Wayne guy is being implicated for, though never officially charged or convicted, he, you know, is kind of implicated in these other 27 murders and implicated as a serial killer when he maybe wasn't.
Yeah.
And that the families of the victims of the 27 never got justice because the case was just closed as soon as they got Wayne.
Yeah. That's really weird. That is really, I mean, that just seems weird. They're like, oh, we have enough to close the case though. They're like, wait, what?
Yeah. And that's kind of like the bleak worldview of this like Mindhunter world. Is that the kind of setting out is that like, yeah, I'm taken from, again, the main characters are FBI agents, right? And so their job and like what their passion and drive is for is finding the killer, understanding his mind and getting in there. And then in this last episode, they get into the mind of this guy and they don't even really know if it was him. Right. I think that's the important part. I think the stuff about, you know, maybe it was the KKK and having to do with the APD or whatever, I think that's all kind of, it's just kind of a side to this.
Yep.
I think the thing that the show's trying to get across is like, these guys were trying to dip into this guy's mind, and they invested so much. Like there's stuff with like, I don't even know what happened, but like Bill like lost his family somehow, like his wife left him at the end. Yeah,
there's some very side stuff. I think his wife he's gone all the time and stuff. I can't really recall, because like I said, we're watching this, I was like, I've seen this show and I do not remember this last episode at all, which is a great episode, so I can't believe I don't really remember it.
Yeah. And so, you know, Bill potentially lost his family. It doesn't seem like Holden has a lot going on. He's just kind of in an empty apartment by himself.
Yeah. Debbie's dead or gone. And then that the elusive Anna Torv is like in 3 seconds.
Yeah, just 3 seconds of the episode.
And just kind of like standing around in like
no idea
wherever she is kind of thing. So that's,
But it's, so these people, including Anna Torv now, have poured their lives, and, you know, there have been a cost to their lives in this case. And for what? Did they even find the guy? Maybe not. Like, what was it all for?
Right. Yeah, it's also interesting too because maybe the dichotomy of Holden from first episode to this one, where he's like asking a million questions about stuff, and he seems like really bright and active and like very interested in learning and doing stuff. And then toward near the end of this one, he's like so just like tunnel focused on the fact that it's definitely Wayne, like no matter what. And then I think once they like get him sort of, but they don't get him, like the APD picks him up.
Yeah.
And then he has the talk with like Jim and stuff. He's kind of like, huh. Then like you can see like all the reasons why he should doubt like this like thing that he's been doing, where he's been saying like question and do anything and ask all these questions and do stuff and like kind of like learn. And then he kind of like, he didn't get rid of it, but it seemed like he just got so narrowly focused at the end. I was like, Holden, maybe you lost your way. But also there's so much red tape and stuff of everybody else working around because of this high profile, because they said it was the highest profile case in like America at the time. So interesting, like not really a win for any of those people, like you said. Yeah.
There's a resolution, but like no real victory. The phrase victory lap is said twice in this episode. Once where I think it was one of the mothers saying like, oh yeah, the mayor's doing a victory lap. And then another time when the FBI sends a plane to go pick up Bill and Holden, take them back to DC. And then Bill's just like, yeah, it's over. Like, we solved it. Like, get on the plane. Let's take our victory lap. And Holden's just kind of like...
Well, because the mom doesn't just say the mayor's doing a victory lap. She says, that's a victory lap, and you're not supposed to do that until it's over. And, like, Wayne's not even, like, convicted of anything yet.
He's just charged.
Yeah, and so the mom's like, you're telling me we're done and he's doing a victory lap and you're not even, it's not even over yet.
Yeah.
You're not even doing anything for our kids.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's pretty interesting.
We have one other thing about this episode to talk about, and that's the very end.
Oh yeah. It's very sideways. There's just there's a guy in a hotel, who's got some things going on. He's like wearing like women's lingerie, and he's also got a weird mask on.
That's like a baby mask.
Yeah, he's got like a baby mask,
a lady baby mask.
And then he's got newspaper clippings of several women who've been murdered,
and like IDs and stuff. Like so.
Yeah, like clearly, like he has like
his trophies.
Yeah, he's got like trophies from them. And then there's some like. Some autoerotic asphyxiation going on.
And then it ends.
Yeah. From the Wikipedia, it seems like that is the BTK killer. Like, again, another real life killer.
Oh, okay. So potentially if they were going to do a season 3, that would have been.
Yeah. I wonder if that's what that was like a teaser for next season.
Yeah.
Unless it was shown in the, other episodes in season 2. They did mention BTK
in the first episode.
Was it in the first episode?
God, I think it was.
I think it might have been this episode, because I think they were
this
talking.
Episode it was very long, so it was maybe at the beginning of this episode.
I think it was the beginning of this episode, because they were talking about like motives, and they were saying that like,
oh yeah,
BTK, like it was sexual in his motive, but it wasn't like sexual assault.
Yeah, he didn't do sexual stuff to his victims, but it like was sexual for him. Yeah, that was this episode. That would make sense. So yeah, that was just the end. It was very like oh god, okay.
yeah.
The rest of this episode wasn't like nightmarish enough. Then you just left me with the guy with the mask choking himself on a doorknob. Cool.
It seems like I mean I guess I get that they're trying to tease something for season 3, but it just felt very, very tacked on, and like you didn't really need that.
Literally could have been the cold open to season 3.
Yeah. Or just because I just felt like the ending of Holden by himself in his apartment watching this press conference and realizing that like, maybe all of this was for nothing and there's no justice here. Like, I think that is a powerful closing.
Right. And it's one of those things. It's like shows always tack on, for some reason, they tack on these weird things where if like we're going to continue, we have to like have a thing to like make you like want it or whatever. But it's just like even the ending of him just like basically being like, ugh, I mean, we got a guy with 2. Did we do it? Was it even the right guy? Like just knowing that you can see that he's like kind of in anguish about how this all ended up. Like boom, end. It's like, okay. Like it ended, but it's not like final already.
Yeah.
And then I always think about like Dexter when he like went into the storm and presumably died. And then they had to be like, now he's in Alaska for like the last 2 minutes for like no reason. It's like, you don't need it. Like if he's alive, just make him be alive in the literal Dexter reboot that you did like years later. Like you didn't need to do that.
Yeah. My read from the Holden perspective is that even though he was sure that it's Wayne and, was pursuing him as if he was the killer.
Yeah.
I think he was still holding out for that he's eventually, he follows enough leads, he's eventually going to find that piece of hard evidence to validate him that he was right. And then he doesn't and never gets the chance to. And I feel like that is just like the open door for him.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's also one of those things. It's good because it adds so many questions because it's like, yeah, Wayne maybe did also then kill those 2 adults.
Yeah. I mean, if they had enough to charge him, like there was at least something there.
Yeah. And then it's the interesting fact of like, okay, well, then you just closed 27 dead kids like murders or
that just happened around the same time.
Yeah. It's just in the same location ish. You just decided like those don't match just because Wayne like handed out flyers to kids. Therefore, he obviously also killed 27 kids on top of 2 adults. Weird.
Yeah.
Weird. You going to watch the rest of the show, Joe?
Man, if I can like, find $15.99 or whatever per month or something to get back into Netflix.
I mean, it's only you only got 17 episodes left. You could pay $15.99 for 1 month and watch 1 episode a day ish, and you could cancel after 1 month.
I wonder how much.
Get a new email address and get a free trial.
I wonder how much this show is on like DVD or something.
I bet
Do they have a DVD of
the
the
show?
show?
The show is not on DVD. The price is probably about $15.99.
Worth it. Then I get to keep it forever.
Maybe it's on like Freevee or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably not. There's a definite possibility that this is on like Pluto TV with just like a billion ads.
Yeah. Should we see how he did?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've already seen this show, so
okay.
I would watch all of it.
Yeah.
I said a famous serial killer is interviewed, and no.
Yeah, no interview really.
No interview. They did that in season 1, and I didn't know what they did in season 2, and they did not do that at all. This one. I said a new killer is born.
Yeah, I mean
that ending thing is kind of what I was kind of poking at. Like,
yeah.
So that's kind of what I was doing. So I'm going to take that point. But then I said there would be a knife kill, and we also didn't see any kills.
Yeah.
In this episode, so none there. And then I also said someone gets a promotion. And I think they got a private plane ride back home.
Yeah, close.
They got promoted to the sky. But I guess I'll take my 1 point.
Yeah. I'm gonna go out of order just to get the ones that are for sure out of the way.
Okay.
I said an impossible camera move, and I was really watching, but I didn't really see anything flashy. So
I didn't notice one that popped into my brain, but I will admit that I wasn't fully paying attention to impossible camera moves.
Yeah.
But I trusted you to tell me when it happened. So
yeah. So nothing for that. Debbie is murdered. We didn't see Debbie, so
I think she's just gone. Yeah. I'm pretty confident she's alive.
Yeah. I have Bill quits, which no.
Bill's wife quits, am I right?
Yeah. See ya, Bill. And then my last one is Holden solves a case, but not enough to convict.
I mean, I'll totally give that to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, if anything, I'm led to believe once again that like Wayne probably potentially killed 2 adults.
Yeah.
And then someone else murdered 27 kids,
Mm-hmm.
if anything. But Holden didn't really have the evidence, which is why they were still sitting around until the APD just arrested him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was like, we don't have enough evidence. So even in Holden's mind, he's like, I know it's this guy, but I don't have enough.
Yeah, he didn't have it. So, yeah, it seems by the end, the prediction worked out in my favor. But I thought that my prediction was going to fail either by he does solve the case or he's completely wrong and it wasn't this guy at all.
Yeah.
If either of those things happened, then I think my prediction would have been wrong. But yeah, he had enough. He solved it. He figured it out, but he himself could not convict. But APD was able to convict. So
yeah, but I mean, on what?
Yeah. At least for 2 of the murders,
They convicted on carpet, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Because no one else, I bet, has that kind of carpet.
Yeah,
around.
that's another thing is like, that I will dig into in the Wikipedia, etc. Of like, yeah, even for these 2 murders, did they get something more substantial than?
I thought they said at some point, which is weird that they said they only nabbing him for these 2 murders, because I really thought that they said that they had like matched like 14 something to like green carpet or like dog hair or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they said something that they had well over 2 matches to like one of the dog hair or the carpet to things.
Yeah.
But then they were like, we'll get them for the adults.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, wait, what? So I don't know. But yeah, definitely a point there.
Mm-hmm. So
All right.
1 then.
1. All right. Once again, me and you doing a short podcast like normal. Other people will start being able to know, be like, oh man, this one's long. It's Josh and Joe. It's just Josh and Joe.
Just letting us cook.
Yeah. All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you for listening to this long one, though. Let us know what you thought about this show, because I liked it, if you've seen it. Someone Venmo Joe $15 so he can watch it, because he doesn't have Netflix. Joe, you can just come over here and sit down and watch 1 episode.
Just let it roll.
But that's going to do it for us. If you want to send us show suggestions or tell us what you think or whatever, you can at FNL Podcast on the Gmail, on the Twitter, all that good stuff. Rate some stars on whatever you're listening to. That'd be great. Apparently it helps. So thank you. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Everybody be coughing.
Yeah.